Sanjeev?
Yep.
Yeah, we can start.
Sure, I'm ready. Yep.
Good evening, Sanjeev.
Good evening, Nivedita.
And thank you for being here today with us.
Welcome.
நம்ம எல்லா ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸுக்கும் நான் ஒரு குவிக் இன்ட்ரோ கொடுக்க போறேன் சஞ்சீவை பத்தி. So Sanjeev has been with us, traveling with us for the last 2 years.
You're
since
right.
2020.
Yep.
And he's been a part of he's been a part of developing our students' personality development and career progression the last 2 years, and he's done a fantastic job. And we've got a lot of positive feedback from the students who have been trained by him. And the other things with Sanjeev is he is promoter of Proxima, Chennai headquartered consulting training, and it's a recruitment company, I assume. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're right. Yep.
And he has assisted over nearly 25,000 professionals and placed more than 500 plus business leaders in several countries all over the world. And he also runs a Frontier School of Transformation School, which actually deals with a global platform for personality and leadership development. I think that's how you're helping our students as well.
You're right.
Okay. Now, நம்ம ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாருக்கும் சொல்றது நானும் ரெஃப்யூஜியா வந்தது தான். நீங்க எல்லாரும் இங்க இருக்கிறவங்க எல்லாரும் ரெஃப்யூஜியா வந்தவங்க தான் எல்லாரும். நம்ம ஐடென்டிட்டி ரெஃப்யூஜியா இருக்கக்கூடாது. அதை தாண்டி வேற ஏதாவது உங்க ஐடென்டிட்டின்றது நீங்க வாழ்க்கையில என்ன சாதிச்சீங்கன்னு இருக்கணும். So I will let Sanjeev அதை பத்தி தான் பேச போறாரு. So I'll let Sanjeev start his session. Thanks a lot.
Welcome, Dr. Nivedita. Thank you very much. In fact, I need to thank the entire management of SEEEDS giving us an opportunity to associate with you and SEEEDS organization, the efforts you guys are doing. And this is a small contribution. This was always in a back of mind, being in the HR domain for many years, for more than 2 decades now. And I have closely seen a professional of all ages, of all nations and other things. It's always in the back of mind, if they had some insight on some of their inside aspect of it, I think they could have been more peaceful. They could have achieved much greater results in their career. So when you asked, when you were, I think I enjoy interacting with you. In fact, the kind of a passion you bring in amidst of your professional community, being a doctor in London, you've got hundreds of things to do. And the kind of every kid by name you're looking at, look, this is some issues. Once in a while, you just give me a call. Look, so-and-so's father is a painter. Can you help them they're suffering, can you help them? Can you get a job or something? So all the way from London, you calling amidst of all this to make a difference for whomever maximum people, that moves us to contribute amidst of all our chaotic work, what will be day and out part of it. So when you did mention about last 2 years, apart from training the students, I also had an opportunity of interacting with some of the kids who are actually born in India, but their parents came to India from Sri Lanka because of the unrest over there, and then for almost 25, these kids are born in India, part of it. And last year when I just gave an assignment, can you share what is your dream? One of the kids has written, I need to start a clinic in my own country. So then till that time, I was not realizing what she meant was in the bracket, she meant Sri Lanka part of it. And another kid mentioned, look, I had asked, this was a questionnaire given, tell me what is the most happiest moment, your saddest moment. And the kid has written a long story. My saddest moment is that I got the required marks, and I was hoping I'll be getting into a medical profession, and my name did not appear, and I was clueless what happened, but had all the requisites as far as academic is concerned. And upon inquiring, she found out that she couldn't take that particular course because of the nationality issues and some of the policies. I do not know much, but I think this is much issue. And then I was asking my colleague, Prabal, do some research and find out this is what we are. In fact, I'm in Chennai from last 20 years. But I hail from Mysore. Nearby, there's a Tibetan block also, which India there. I've closely seen that ecosystem, how they live and other. So I've got some orientation of the people live part of it. So we just before this session, and you rightly mentioned the issues and challenges of these kids are entirely different from the other kids part of it. Then today's session is that. And when you ask me what is that you want to focus in this session, so there's a very profound that word which actually is a very sacred in fact. So if the very purpose of our birth is to understand that, and that's a different philosophy altogether, but I gave I am that because all of us think we are this, hence we are having that surface. So once you realize that, and you no more will think that you're a refugee. I think that's what in next 1 hour I just want to sensitize some of the points to give firm thoughts to the kids. They're brilliant, they're engineers, various profession. I just want to give some thoughts for them to think what you're thinking about yourself is right or wrong, and then leave it there. From there, we can take the next 45-50 minutes. So I made few slides. From there, I can take it over. Yep. All right.
So come down.
So let me begin with few slides. I am that. So in fact, one of my friend asked me, what do you mean? What nonsense means? What do you mean by I am that? Okay. No, it gives some other meaning here. Don't give the title. I said, this is the only title fits into the purpose what I want to do it. Definitely. Means I'm sure, I'm confident at the end of this session, you would have had a question mark to think whether you're a refugee or you're something else. That's what I want to leave that impression when I conclude next 45 minutes. So one point I want to understand, the camps you're referring to, this is there are various camps, refugee camps in across different parts of the world. But the most horrifying, and till the mankind is dead, whatever the millions of it, this period, that camp, I think I want to sensitize the kids who are living in the refugee camp and others also. Think about that camp. See, it's easy to sit here and tell, look, you need to be motivated. What motivation? Because you're emotionally, they're dead. Most of them, because the kind of a trauma that every individual goes through when they have to uproot from a place, from the city, from the country where they're living and come to an unknown region and to settle down. It's easy to talk, but to be in that. So first, then let us go and touch on that horrifying period. I'm sure some of you could connect with during that World War. There's a camp. Just see, and in this 2-3 minutes clipping, some of them who survived in that clipping, they visited recently, and that was an event which they shared what it meant was just experience. Then we'll come back to the camps, which is being what we see and hear now, which is there in different parts of the world. Because first we need to understand the state of mind, then we can think about what they have to think and other things, right?
Adolf Hitler, the provincial rabble-rouser from Bavaria, rose to be a national leader whose actions shook the world. It was to be one of the most monstrous careers in history. It was his energy, not his reasoning, that made the performance so convincing.
In uns selbst allein liegt die Zukunft des deutschen Volkes.
A mass rally, said Hitler, is designed to switch off the thinking process. Only then would the people be ready to accept the magical simplifications before which all resistance crumbles. He saw himself close to fulfilling his lifelong dream. The son of the Austrian civil servant would save the world from impending disaster. The creative fire that carried him to power was also a destructive force of unprecedented energy.
So we are talking about career. This is one career this man chose. There's a, as part of this World War, there was a camp was made where more than 1 million people, 10 lakh people was brought in train, was put into the poisonous gas chambers. As soon as they arrive, they're put into their killed. This is the history. Just see, that is the camp you need to connect with.
All these years, I never ever considered to set foot here again. I considered it a graveyard. I expected it to bring back all the memories. The sun never came out in Birkenau. It was always clouded by the smoke coming out of the chimneys. And you were surrounded by people who were on the verge of dying. At first, I came to Auschwitz with my older sister, Mila. It was the most horrible thing, the waiting to be taken to the gas chamber. How was I going to say goodbye to Mila? Was I going to tell her I am going to live and she is going to die? They threw Mila to the truck and took her to the gas chamber. I felt myself turning into stone. I think that was emotional death. But coming with the IDF, that is euphoric. That restores my hope and my prayers for a better world for my grandchildren.
Yeah. This is a better world. Means you cannot stop. You go back to the history, thousands years, whatever. The camps of different names and forms, sizes continues. It will continue. So let's look at today's refugee camps. First, we need to, before telling to anyone, this is how you need to change. You need to understand what state of mind they are. First, let's get into the current camps, what's happening worldwide.
Kakuma Refugee Camp, located in Turkana district, northwestern Kenya. The camp serves refugees who are forcibly displaced from their home countries due to war or persecution. Established in 1992 to serve Sudanese refugees, it has since expanded to serve Somali, Ethiopian and other Great Lakes region.
12,000 people here today are lining up to get their monthly food rations. Now, those monthly rations consist of a corn and soya blend. It's very basic food, but it's considered critical to ensure these people do not go hungry. So there's obviously a lot of activity here today because this is a really big moment. It only happens once a month. There's only about 6 hours for people to line up and get their credentials checked. And once those credentials have been checked off by these men here from the UN World Food Programme, they can then go and claim their food.
For these Syrian refugees, the choking winds, the swirling sands, the heat. Now everyday life at the Al-Zatri refugee camp in Jordan, a short drive from the Syrian border.
I wanted to go that side, so yesterday I arrived from Finland, and my plan is to pick up my boys. So I have 2 sons with my husband on that side, but I couldn't pass the border, so I'm waiting for that for them here.
We came from Dnipro. We have our homes there, and Vitalina's house was destroyed near Kiev, and now we are here. And
80,000 refugees live in camps along the border between Thailand and Myanmar. They fled to Thailand because of conflicts between Myanmar's military and its ethnic armies. 30 years on, many are still unable to return. May Wong reports.
These may look like ordinary homes in a rural village, except they're not. The occupants are Myanmar refugees, majority ethnic Karen, who aren't allowed to leave the compound as they're watched 24/7. Of some 80,000 refugees in Thailand, almost half of them are aged 18 and below. These are children most likely born inside a refugee camp like this. This is Mela Camp, one of 9 located along the Thai-Myanmar border. Unfortunately, these kids probably will only know of a lifestyle inside a refugee camp, being a refugee. At this stage, they seem unlikely and unable to get back to Myanmar. To Zozo, who has been living as a refugee in Thailand for 15 years.
I feel express. I want to get out of here, but I can't.
You want to go home?
No.
Why?
I will go to Bangkok. Many problems. I don't want to go.
What problems?
Kuwa.
But our conversation was abruptly cut short.
Like my grandmother told me, if I die in refugee, maybe I will die. But I don't want you to see you still living in refugee. One day, I think, if you have education, maybe you can change. So my grandma told me, I cannot give you money, I cannot give you power. Just I give you knowledge and the education. Study yourself and then see what is going on.
Knowledge and education. That's what SEED is going. Means nothing could be means at policy level. What government should do, what other institutions, much beyond the capacity of a few individuals. But knowledge and education. These efforts of Frost also is to give you, among the hundreds of students who are listening for this session, 90%, I'm sure, unless you change, whether you think I'm a refugee, and this is all my lifestyle, because the ecosystem you lived all these years, and your parents, unfortunately, because of they have seen sufferings, pain. So they have spoken, that is what their state of mind is. And that has been also conditioned. You also is conditioned to see in the same spectacle. So unless you change the spectacle, the way how you're seeing your situation, your life and your future generation life there's a very remote chance of getting changed. So in the next few minutes, I just want to put some thoughts in your mind. It's a huge topic by itself. In the next 45 minutes, I cannot do anything, but I can talk, because whatever the challenges you're facing, that is the effect. What a challenge I'm facing, and everyone are facing challenges is the life. That is the effect, but the cause is common. We are suffering because of our wrong identification about our own self. Once we get that, the purpose of we have taken birth is to realize that. I think that's much larger message which I don't touch about it. But the way how I'm seeing myself today, the way how we are seeing myself today, that is the issue. And it is by listening to a session, by listening to a book, you're not going to change. That you have to come into that state of mind. I am that. So let me take a journey to communicate to my best of my capabilities. What do I mean by that? So every effect, every suffering, you and me, which are the effect, okay? Without a cause, effect cannot. That's a science, right? Let us talk about science. Effect, you're suffering. Yes, there's a cause. The more you talk about effect, the more you suffer. The more you look at the effect, causes, and then start addressing that, then the effect comes down. So if you're suffering, then look at the cause and start fixing it. So now let us look at what is the cause for all our problems. It's a universal problem. It's you and me are suffering. There's one thing. Okay. So what happens if you think you are this? Means if I think I'm this body, what you see me as a Sanjeev, you see this body. If I start thinking this is the bundle of filth. This body you're talking about is a bundle of filth. That is first realization you need to understand. Now let us understand. Let us give I've added some videos to bring a storytelling part of it. So everyone, what we do every day, morning, night, every day. Look at the last how many years you have been living. Just look at what every day morning you'll eat, do some work, look at for your body, for I, what is for me, I-ness, and for minus, what is for my family. Okay. As long as you're thinking that. Now look at this. To gratify all my body needs, what all things I will do? this is what, look at the beauty parlor, everything, clothes, and look at your own film stars. If there's really what you see in the screen, why they're doing any drugs, liquor, womanizing, right? Committing suicides. So they look at this, and as long as you start also thinking that I am this body, I need this body and everything, you, whatever you're as a refugee, it will go like you start living like an animal. Accept it, unless you change. Truth. So I'll continue this boy's story. So now I need pleasure, I need to enjoy. This is one life, we need to enjoy. So we indulge this. Weekend special, chill, let's chill, right? Then again, so as long as everything is going as per your plan, as per your expectation, you're happy, you're top of the world. One small variation, because we want permanency in every impermanent things. I like this, this is my, if some changes, someone dies, death, how many of us can tolerate? Oh, the drama I did when my father died, when my mother died. Let's see.
அவன் பறக்க போகிறான் என்று பேச்சு சொல்கிறான். தன்னை பொறுப்பிதனையும் பறக்க வைக்கும் வரை அவன் வாழ மாட்டான். என் மகன் கடல் அளவுக்கு ஒன்ன புரிஞ்சு வச்சிருந்தாரா? எடு தேடி எடு, எல்லாம் இந்த மனசுல இருக்குடா. ஊர்க்குருவி பருந்தாகாது என்று ஊர் சொல்லும், ஆனால் என் மகன் அதை மாற்றி அமைப்பான். இது போதாதாடா பாவி, எப்படி புரிஞ்சு வச்சிருந்தானா? அந்த ஆளு எப்படி புரிஞ்சு வச்சிருந்தானா? எல்லாத்தையும் பாரு பாரு. அவர் சொல்லுவாரு, காலம் தான் முக்கியம், நேரம் தான் முக்கியம். சமயத்துக்கு போய் சேர முடியலன்னா அப்புறம் எதுக்கு அந்த பாசம், எதுக்கு அந்த பணம், எதுக்கு?
ஐயோ மன்னிச்சிருமா, கோப்பட.
It happens, right? Everything at your mind level. Effect. Always ever we fight, we react. If you want to change, to become something else from a refugee, you need to question this. Why am I getting these thoughts? Right? Is death is not permanent? It's going to happen. That's the reality. That's the eternal truth. Okay, death happens. You say, I cannot live without you and other things. All that you say, after 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, again to normal, chill. You're thinking because this body is you. That is the cause. Let me get into some of the examples.
என்னால் முடியல, டயர்டாக இருக்கு. 11 வருஷம் ஆச்சு. ஏன் அப்பா வீட்டை விட்டு ஓடி போனாரு? ஓடி போன ஒரு அப்பாவை நம்பி ஏன் அம்மா இத்தனை குழந்தைகளை பெற்றுக்கிட்டாங்க? நான் அவங்களை நல்லா தான் பார்த்துக்கிறேன். ஆனால் சில நேரத்தில் என்ன பண்ணுறதுன்னு தெரில, பயமாக இருக்கு. எனக்கு ஒரு அண்ணாவோ அக்காவோ இருந்திருந்தா, ஏன் எனக்கு 3 தங்கச்சி, ஏன் தெய்வா படிக்கல, ஏன் இந்த பொண்ணுக்கு என்ன பிடிக்கல?
So now there's no question that we'll go to temple. Now there's a conversation. I gave this a exercise to the students. Tell me, what is you and your relationship with your God? They say, he is my best friend. I talk to everything. He'll give me whatever he wants. So I'll put this 100 rupees. He gives whatever, some transaction, right? One end, your identity, there's a crisis. Why it's happening that we do not know. Then we get into, because that's what has been conditioned. In my house, there was a, I'll come to next, after this slide, I'll share it with you.
बिन समझे जतन करता ही जाता हूँ, तेरी जिद सर आंखों पर रख के निभाता हूँ। भगवान है कहाँ रे तू, ऐ खुदा है कहाँ रे तू। भगवान है कहाँ रे तू, ऐ खुदा है कहाँ रे तू।
बहुत ही कंफ्यूज आ गया हूं भगवान। कुछ तो गलती कर रहा हूं जॉन, हमारी बात आप तक पहुंच नहीं रही। हमें कठिनाई बूझिए ना, धन की गाइड कर दीजिए प्लीज। ऐसे हाथ जोड़ के आपसे बात करें या ऐसे घुटने के बल बैठ के माथा जमीन पे रखे, घंटी बजाकर आपका जगाए या लाउड स्पीकर पे आवाज दे, गीता का श्लोक पढ़े, कुरान का आयत या बाइबल का वर्स। आपका अलग अलग मैनेजर लोग अलग अलग बात बोलता है। कौनो बोलता है सोमवार को फास्ट करो, तो कौनो बोलता है मंगल को, कौनो बोलता है सूरज डूबने से पहले भोजन कर लो, तो कौनो बोलता है कि सूरज डूबने के बाद रोजा तोड़ो, कौनो बोलता है गैया की पूजा करो, तो कौनो बोलता है उसका बलिदान करो, कौनो बोलता है नंगे पैर मंदिर में जाओ, तो कौनो बोलता है कि बूट पहन के चर्च में। ससुरी कौन सी बात सही है कौन सी गलत है समझ में नहीं आ रहा है। फ्रस्ट्रेट आ गया हूं भगवान। हमका घर जाना है, आप जो बोलेगा हम करेगा, बस हमका घरे पहुंचा दीजिए प्लीज।
Confusion, fear. Every week go to temple and every year go to some religious place and do all that rituals things. Fear. If I do this, everything what I'm wanting, everything will get. With fear. Put all this here and do and all this. Then on top of it, this all this various avatars, names and forms they change. They come and tell you, come here, come to my club. That is spiritual clubs. You come to my club, you'll see God. So went all to that, all these clubs, spiritual clubs, retreats. Still you're there. With all this happening internally, how I'm going to, what is my future? Why am I doing this? Everyone are going through. First question, ask who am I? Am I this? Okay. This is a question and answer for the rest of your life. Now, next question, why this emotions? On and off, I'm going through this emotional churning happens. Why it happens? What causes this emotion? Why take I do certain actions and reactions, then I regret. But still I regret to continue doing that. What is my relationship with God? How it happens? Yes, God is very much there. But the way you and me have understood or I've been told, I've been indicated so far is a default. There's an ATM. In that ATM, there's cash. Okay. You go and put all the puja, you do all the circles, different kind of posturing you do, stand in one leg and everything. The ATM cash will not come. Cash is there. You need to know the password. Or else you keep doing all this. That's why you go to temple and everything you do, but still you are not getting what you want. That spiritual growth, that fearlessness. Fearlessness is God. How can you be fearless? I'm God-fearing person. Okay, now that is one. Then everything you fear. Fear with your boss, fear with your colleague, with your spouse, with your children, with your government, with what happens. Fear, fear, fear. Right. Unless you, if you want to move out from, like for example, I was asking to, why can't they come out of camp and start living? No, 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 no. If they come out from camp, they lose all the benefits. Okay, now that is the fear. You have to challenge this. Unless you challenge the current way of your living, then the transformation will not happen. I want to govern, but I want to change. No. The thought process. Okay. This I'm telling people who wants to live to their potential. And who wants, I want everything, government to do it, SEEDS to do it. SEEDS can give you certain support. You need to take that progress and make difference. No, SEED has to keep doing everything. Nothing will happen. Now, okay, I've created some confusion. More telling, okay, assuming that, okay, I have some doubt now. I'm not this, then who else? I am that. Okay, now let me tell you, because all of your science students, you need some justification, logical reasoning. Let me go back to your physics. Let me give you some science gyan in a limited way. All of you heard Big Bang Theory before. So let me explain to you. Okay. There's a Big Bang. Billions, billions of years ago, there's nothing was there. Okay. Then after so many lakhs of years, there's one light came. Then again, after so many billions of years, there's something, whatever today we are. So that is the journey. So now the first clarity is someone asks you, what is your age? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, whatever the age. Okay. So now there's some correction you have to make on the based on the eternal truth. So what is that? What is your age? Okay, you can tell this body was born and what your date of birth, that is, but what is your age? You are the oldest. If you go back this many years until this is where you were there, you are the oldest. My son, sweetheart, listen. Neither you or me were born nor will die. Then you ask me what is that? I'll not get into that, but this is some thought you have to think through. Then this is keeping this thought, you can move ahead to realization. What is it? Neither you were born nor you will die. That is the eternal truth. How? Okay, let me take you some more deeper discussion. Okay. Evolution, it is not accident, right? It is logical development as its stages. Every evolute will go through all the preceding stage before she climbs to the final evolution. You all know, all our ancestors, ape, that evolution, you have to go to every evolved. So there are 1.14 lakh living species. Among that, you are one. and you've gone all this world, you've reached the highest, most intelligent as a human being, you've taken this birth. Okay, not as a domestic animal, cow, dog, donkey, no, but you're like a human being. That is what. That is the every world you've gone through, and all of us have come here. So let me have some video clipping how this Big Bang theory happens. The Big Bang theory, first thing, everything was dark. Then from one became many. That is called from one, it became many. That is all the first, all this five elements, whatever you're talking about, water, earth, fire, and everything. Then after again millions of years, whatever, leaving that algae, those kind of an era which came in, then the rhinoceros, then whatever we are now. So let me, you have a clipping, you'll get some sign, some insight with this video. This from one, it came many. That is what we call in Upanishads, whatever it is called, that is called Hiranyagarbha. This thought from one came many. That is where Big Bang, whatever your science told, if you do Google, you'll get it. What is the Big Bang? From one, everything came. Just the entire evolution, all of something, it came automatic, is it? This entire thing you need to understand. You came all of, so I was speaking to one of my friends, the same discussion, we had a very good discussion with him. So I asked, what is your name? I said, John Joseph. Okay. What is your father name? John. What is your grandfather? Joseph. So John Joseph. Okay, now you go back, ask your own father, what's your father name, grandfather name, great grandfather, his great grandfather. You get stuck after 5, 6 levels of your family tree. That where you get stuck, then he came automatically, is it? From where he came from? Came from one, many, again goes back to one. That is the life cycle. Okay. So this is sufficient. Let's go on deep furthermore. Now, let us go deep into it, where how you and me were born. Biology class, one BBC, we picked up some video clipping. Let's look at our competitiveness. Okay, let us understand.
Sperm are foreign to a woman's body and are treated as unwanted invaders. Her immune system is triggered to kill them. Once they enter the cervix, they are in a labyrinth of dead ends. Perfect for an ambush. blood cells attack the sperm from all directions. By the time any survivors reached the safety of a fallopian tube, of the original 250 million, there could be as few as 20 left.
Out of 250 million, look at the sign, then out of 20, how it happened? This is what all you leaving me, that is the birth after the process. I'm talking about the process. Who, from where did that, you and me were such a micro in our mother's womb? How did that sperm to here I became like this much big? How automatically it came, is it? Right. By birth, some people have got paralysis, whatever. How, why? No. God gave punishment. How God, why? God, where is that to do with this? Why God is what kind? No, why he will give punishment? Why you are in camp? Or why not me? Why, whatever, why I suffer, why you are not suffer? Just asking a question. There's a cause and effect. That is, you cannot, that is where, why I'm born to this particular parent. All that questions, you need to figure it out. I'm just showing you, understand how it is happening. Everything without knowledge. If you don't understand how you're going to change. Now, so some of the students, we ask them, okay, now tell me, answer this question. Yes or no, only yes or no. Even if I ask this question, who are participating in this session, yes or no, am I this bundle of filth called body? First, you understand who you are, no? So 44% said yes, I'm this bundle of filth called body. Then 56% said no. Okay. Someone need to mute their audio, it's disturbing me, please. Okay. So this is a challenge. Nearly 50% say yes, agreed, I'm a bundle of filth. Okay. Questions for them. If you are a bundle of filth, what I'm talking now, how are you understanding? Filth cannot understand. No, I'm talking something. What exactly what I'm talking? You're listening and understanding process is happening. Then filth, if you're a filth. This is why I'm telling this bundle of filth. Whatever comes out of this body is filth. Will go to sanitizer, wash 3 times. So imagine what everything is a filth. Now there's another 50%. They said, no, I'm not this bundle of filth when I told you. But who are you then? If your rank student, these are talking about, there are 9 centum people, centum. Okay, 95, 98 in all this objective knowledge, anything to the objective. Right? On the subjective, the subject which knows this object, that if that you need to go back to Upanishads. All this objective science you can read in all these universities. The subject, you should go to the core Upanishad, you get it. All right. Now, let me decode. So you're talking about this is the you have. I'm telling right now, all of us are thinking we are this body. But the eternal truth is we are that. So now let me help you to understand our body are 3 types. Gross body, which all this you can bone, marrow, skin, blood, all the okay, you can touch and feel all this which is in our body is subtle body, the mind, intelligence, ego, consciousness. That all things will take a few weeks to explain, which I'll not get into it. I'm just introducing you. Okay, causal body. The cause. What is this causal body? Many of you are engineers. Let me give you the easiest way of comparison. The gross body, which we think that all this arm, leg, strong, okay, what a body he has got, that is the most weakest among these three. The subtle body, I'm talking about mind, intellect, consciousness, ego, that is the much stronger than this. The strongest is the causal body, which causes whatever you have achieved, whatever you're suffering, the cause, that body that causes. So that that is the strongest. So in the effect and cause, you need to look at what is the causing in you to make the changes in your effect. So in your computer language, in IT language, your body is the hardware. Like the laptop is in front of you, the mobile is in front of you, is the hardware. That itself cannot give you the opportunity to listen to this session, because it should have a software. Means to connect with Zoom or YouTube, there is some software which functions. That software has some particular code. If you pass this, enter this code, whatever, that it should function. These are the results should come. The coding is the biggest, most powerful. The way how code is written, the software is corrupted with virus. So as all of our software is corrupted. So hence we are shaking. Unless you build that antivirus and block that, right? Virus not hitting you, then you cannot change. Life will never change. It's like that going to the near ATM and okay, give me money begging. Nothing will happen. You should know the codes. That is the very purpose of your life, this life, to understand how to decode and evolve further up than this. That no university will teach you. You have to go to the Upanishads. Okay, now let us look at all these objective questions. Out of 4, any competitive out of 4, you choose the best correct answer. First, the easiest technique is eliminate which is not. Then you will get into the correct answer. So, in Sanskrit, not this, not this. In Sanskrit, in Upanishad, Upanishad, they said, if you want to understand your true self, first you should say which is not your true self, you start eliminating it. So, let us start the process. So, there are 5 sheets. In our body, there are 5 sheets, 5 layers. Okay. The first layer is what you and see a touch, is called Annakosha. It is called the body. Sheath layer, first layer. Okay. Like that, you should go. Am I this? Because by body by itself cannot do anything. It is not permanent. Okay. You need to find out the permanent. But here you're talking about ever existence. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, ever, eternally. That you need to identify. Body is not permanent. No, I can't be this. I can't be this. Take out this. Okay, now next image just behind your skin. That is called Pranamaya Kosha. That is that all this breathing, what you do. That's how where you go, you take food, food has to go where that air we have to breathe and everything, all the energy. That is, it can't think anything. It is functioning. It can't be. Mental sheet, there's one more layer called mental sheets. What our mind, the aggression, everything at mental level. You are enjoying your suffering is which level? At mental level, you're enjoying your suffering. Then that is also can't be. Then intellect, Vijnana, no, that is also not that sheet. Then Ananda, that's the bliss, what you enjoy. You eat one jamun, so nice, you enjoy, that is only permanent, it's not permanent. So if you take out all the sheets, if you take one by one, you take it out, then you reach that one. I don't have that, what you call yogyate, means Aukat, what you call, to talk about this subject. You need to hear from Mahasannidhanam or Sannidhanam. Those are this subject. So luckily, I got some video clipping which I could explain to you. This I cannot talk, means I don't deserve, means way beyond. So let me, that video will explain to you, then you need to understand. Okay. So this one Avatar Purush about, means there's no introduction is required. 1500 years back it came. There's not required, but many of you who do not know, but still it's very to build a context, to introduce you for own benefit what has to be.
एबीपी न्यूज प्रस्तुत करता है भारतवर्ष, महानायकों की गौरव गाथा, अनुपम खेर के साथ।
नमस्कार, मैं अनुपम खेर, भारतवर्ष में आपका स्वागत है। भारतवर्ष के इस एपिसोड में कहानी उस महान सन्यासी की जिनकी लिखी किताबों को हम में से बहुत कम लोगों ने पढ़ा है, जिनके लिखे श्लोक उससे भी कम लोग जानते हैं, लेकिन जब सवाल जीवन और मृत्यु का हो, व्यक्ति और उसके ईश्वर के बीच के संबंधों का हो, तो उसी सन्यासी के विचार 100 करोड़ से ज्यादा लोगों के विचार बन जाते हैं। जब एक राजनीतिक भारत की जगह एक आध्यात्मिक भारत की चर्चा होती है, तब इसी महामानव की याद आती है। भारतवर्ष में इस बार महागाथा जगत गुरु आदि शंकराचार्य की।
यह है आज के भारत का राजनीतिक मानचित्र। लेकिन क्या राजनीतिक सीमाएं ही भारत को बनाती हैं? अब आप एक आध्यात्मिक भारत की रूपरेखा देखिए। उत्तर में हिमालय की गोद में ज्योतिर्मठ, पश्चिम में द्वारका मठ, दक्षिण में श्रृंगेरी मठ और पूरब में गोवर्धन मठ। इस आध्यात्मिक भारत के पीछे जिनकी सोच है, उन्हें ही जगत गुरु आदि शंकराचार्य कहते हैं।
So you need to understand about India. You can whatever read and history and all that. The one what you physically you see, but you should see the spiritual India. When it comes to philosophy, it means he's 1200 years back and give clarity for the mankind. What is it? What he told, what about Earth? Means you need to hear. Then let me explain. So when he was 8-year-old and he went all the way from Kerala to Himalayas there, and when he wanted to, when he met his teacher, the teacher asked, "Who are you?" And he explained, the boy explained,
कौन हो तुम?
हे प्रभु, मैं पृथ्वी नहीं हूँ, न जल हूँ, न तेज हूँ, न वायु हूँ, न आकाश हूँ, न उनके गुण हूँ, न इंद्रियाँ हूँ, अपितु इन सबसे परे जो परम तत्व है, वही मैं हूँ।
तुम्हारे उत्तर से मैं बहुत प्रसन्न हूँ। तुम्हारे उत्तर से अद्वैत का साक्षात्कार होता है।
जगन मिथ्या, जीवो ब्रहेव नापरा। ब्रह्म ही सत्य है और जगत मिथ्या है। जीव ही ब्रह्म है और जीव और ब्रह्म में कोई भेद नहीं। क्या कोई घड़ा मिट्टी से अलग हो सकता है? ये जगत भी इस मिट्टी के घड़े की तरह है। कोई ब्रह्म से अलग नहीं है, हर जीव ब्रह्म है।
Every living being is Brahman. There's no difference between you and Brahman. That is it. That is the eternal truth. So Tattvamasi, you are that. The nature of whatever the source, that energy which created this entire universe, that what we call as Brahman, the nature and your nature is one and the same. So you and me are not this what we think. You are that. I'm that. So you need to recognize, and then it's easy to listen. Oh yeah, it's okay. But to come to that state of living, that's your life journey. It may take another 10, 15 lives, but start now. You, your nature and his nature, who created this entire universe. Same, because from one came many. So if you take, what is the common factor? Take my body out, take your body out, take my name out, take my name out. What leaves is that Atman. That is what is the connecting. That is we. We are not this body. That is what is the essence, which I have very, very limited, my own ignorance, whatever I learned, I'm blabbering, but it's very sacred. You need to do your journey and understand. But I'm sensitizing you. So what you mean when you say, what, I'm not that. So there's the song.
जगन
I'm not the mind. The mind, what you're thinking, that mind, I'm not that mind. The intellect, the decision making, energy, no, I'm not that. The ego or the memory, I'm not this. First, that's what when the master asked, who are you? He said, I'm not this mind, I'm not this intellect, I'm not this ego. I'm not this ear, the skin, I'm not the skin, the nose or the eyes. I'm not this space, the space, what you say, I'm not that space, not this earth, not fire, not water, not wind. Chidananda Rupa, Chit, consciousness. Whatever I'm telling now, this is from my conscious. What is now your understanding, listening, that is true because of the consciousness, that I am that consciousness, Chit, consciousness. Ananda, when I'm not this mind, so there's no question of pain and happiness, nothing like that. So Chit, ever bliss. Chidananda means that is the Rupa, that my true nature, Chidananda Rupa. Shivoham, Shivoham is auspiciousness. Shivoham, Shivoham. That's what he told. Yeah. Listen to this.
Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham, Chidananda Rupa Shivoham, Shivoham.
I'm not this breath, whatever the breath I'm taking, not the 5 elements, which makes this world. I'm not that matter or 5 sheets which I explained to you, all this body, skin, whatever. That's I'm nothing to do with that. Nor I can speak. I cannot speak. Nor have got hands, nor I got feet.
Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivoham.
I am the form of consciousness and bliss. Chidananda Rupa. I am that eternal Shiva. Shivoham Shivo. That is the eternal truth. You, unless you recognize and start living this, nothing can change.
Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivoham. Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivoham. Na me dvesha rago, na me lobha moha.
This because I cannot like anyone, nor I dislike. Even someone say God likes me, God hates me. There's nothing. Neither I like nor dislike, nor have any for greed or delusion in my mind. No pride, no jealous of anything. I don't have no duty for me. There's no desire for I don't have any desire for wealth, nor I don't have lust for any liberation.
Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivoham. Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivoham. Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivoham. Na punyam na papam na
There's
saukyam.
no pain for me. There's no punya, whatever good or bad, nothing, nor pain, nothing happens to me.
Na dukkham na mantro na tirtham na veda na yajna. Aham bhojanam naiva bhojyam.
I'm not the experienced. Like if you say, I enjoy this meal, I enjoy this sex, everything, there's nothing, I don't experience this. That is at mind, not me, my ego. Neither I'm not experienced.
Na bhokta Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivoham. Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivoham. Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivoham. Na me mrityu shanka, na me jati.
There's no fear because there's no death for me, nor birth for me. Then why should I fear about death? There's no caste. That's all that idiot means. There's no caste, no creed. I don't belong to any caste, any creed. I don't have my father, no mother. I was never born at all. Neither I have a teacher, nor I have a friend, nothing I don't have.
Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivoham. Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivoham. Chidanandarupa Shivoham Shivoham. Aham nirvikalpo nirakara rupa.
Nirvikalpa, devoid of, there's no two things, only one, I'm one. There's no second, there's no duality here. Everything, devoid, there cannot be any other things. I'm formless. My form is formlessness. I don't have any form.
Vibhutvacha sarvatra sarvendriya.
I exist everywhere. Where I'm not there, everywhere I'm there. I'm there in the dust you're talking about, waste you're talking about. Go everywhere, I'm there. In this space, right? Everywhere I'm there. The eyes, the energy which through, in that energy I'm seeing, the listening, that in every senses I'm there. When everywhere he is, who is that other person you're talking about? I don't have any attachment for anything, for anyone, nothing. Because there's no way, there's no captive.
चिदानन्दरूपा शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपा शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहं चिदानन्दरूपा शिवोऽहं शिवोऽहम्
So, my boy, my sweetheart, you're that. You're that. So now you recognize this, who you are. Start the journey. You're not the refugee. You are the emperor, empress of this entire universe. The people around you, the situation around you have conditioned you to think you are caged. You have to. If you want to change, if you want to transform, you have to recognize your own true nature. Your true nature and the true nature who created this entire universe is one and the same. You're not this. I'm not this body. We are all that. And any questions, I can take it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sanjeev.
Thanks, Nivedita. Thanks for the opportunity. I don't know whether I convey the message, but this is what was in my heart. I wanted to share to the kids. That's it.
It was really good. Thank you. I'll just ask Gomati to stop the recording,
Sure.
the live streaming.
Yep.
Gomati? Yeah. It was really good. We could ask a few of the students to talk if you'd like to. Do you want to call them?
Sure.
Do you know any of them in the group?
I think Prakash, there are a lot of people are there. I don't remember, miss. I cannot see here. But I think the live stream is there. I think they're shy to speak. Yeah.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Hi, Aga.
Hi, Sharika.
Hi.
I'm Sharika, sir. I'm doing my internship in cardiac technology.
Yeah, Sharika.
I'm proud to be a Sri Lankan, but I never proud to be a refugee. I have faced a lot of struggles. I always think I always keep only one thing in my mind. Everyone's life is like a fill in the blanks in the question paper. Life is a question paper. It always makes us to answer different questions in different situations. Not everyone are not everyone will pass in the first attempt. The biggest mistake we made is once we failed in our first attempts, we don't attempt another. We don't make another attempts to pass. Once if you failed in your first attempt, you can pass in the second or third or fourth attempt. We should never underestimate ourselves.
Yeah.
Sometimes life teaches so many different things. So the question is like, Sharika is always there is a blank. I have to fill it. It's like one side of my life says Sharika is a refugee. She can't make anything. Another says we can't give her any jobs or government jobs or permanent jobs because she is a refugee. She can't succeed because she is a refugee. But another side of my life is like she's a good daughter to her parents. She's a good scholar. She can make things perfect. She's a good. She can make her career great. So I always want to fill the blank with my answer. I don't want to let others to fill that blank as me as a refugee. In any situation, I don't want to fill blank with the word refugee. So I'm ready to work hard and smart to keep that word away from me. Only talent should only my talents to should identify myself. So I think this session is very important for us, and thank you so much for Thank you so much for conducting this session, and it is very useful to us. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Akka.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Charika.
only one point I want to share with you that, okay. One, the more we look at about the results, okay, then we put into the fear will come into that. Okay. And if you want, it's very important to succeed to become fearless. The fear comes, what happens if I don't get it? Okay. So once you shift that into fearless, whatever is going to happen, but I'll do what best I could do within my own capabilities. Okay. And that's the generally. Next one is whether how you're going to measure your success. Right. If you're going to measure by the wealth or the qualification or the position you're going to hold, or are you going to measure in terms of how peaceful you are and how have you led and how we have evolved as you're in a true nature. Okay, how much difference you made to the people. Okay. These are the areas means how we are going to see your success. Okay, I think that makes huge difference.
Okay, sir.
Sharika Sanjeev, she has co-authored few books and she's written.
Excellent.
She's going to publish her own very soon, somewhere in July, I think. Is that right, Sharika?
Yes, Akka.
And yeah, I'm so proud of her. She's one of our stars.
Sure. I think means I've so far interacted more than 15 to 18 of the from the camp part of it. It means they have shared their own journey, means right, because within the given situation and circumstances and the excellence what they've achieved in academics. Okay, and that's itself is a motivation for many of us.
Yeah.
Okay. That's very important. Yeah.
Does anyone else want to share? Sandhya, Abhinaya, Sharanya.
Sure, I think we'll have multiple, some more discussion as we will take some opportunities. Nivedita, we can always catch up. And thank you for this opportunity. I'm sure I look forward to for such kind of and some more discussion at later stage. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot,
See you.
Sanjay.
Thanks. See you.